In the previous lesson, we discussed, what is the timeline? In this lesson, you will get to know how to add clips to the timeline and how to speed up workflow. Basically, we have already talked about how to add clips to the timeline in the previous tutorial while understanding the timeline. In this lesson, we will discuss it in detail and use it in a convenient way. And also get to know about speeding up the workflow to learn some tips and tricks and learn fast methods to speed up workflow. And get to know how to easily work on video editing using shortcut keys. Alright, so the first thing which we will talk about is automate to sequence. Automating clips to a sequence is a great feature for starting a project in Premiere Pro because it allows you to get a large number of clips, images, or audio files down to the timeline very quickly. If you want to create a video, then you probably place the video clips one by one into a timeline and match them with the background music, which is a very time-taking process. Automate to sequence will make it easy for you. So if you have lots of video clips and you want to use them to edit and create a perfect video, then you can easily do it with Automate to Sequence feature. First, find an audio track that you like. Make sure to deselect that audio. By using the M key, place a marker at the beginning of your sequence and then go ahead by pressing the M key on the beat of the music. Now go to the assembly workspace and arrange your video clips in a sequence. As we have discussed earlier, the assembly workspace is designed for quick review and rough cut editing. You can work for a significant amount of time in a large space. Select the in and out points of the video clips if you want to. Select all the clips by pressing the Shift key from the first and the last video. Now go to Clip and click on Automate to Sequence. Keep ordering to selection order. The placement should be at unnumbered markers. Select Method to overwrite edit. Keep the in-out range selected. Ignore the audio if you want to. Click OK. Let's see what it makes for us. It's good, right? Well, that's not bad for just a couple of clicks and setting and get a professional B-roll sequence. You can make a quick fun B-roll sequence or at least get everything laid out in order to automate the sequence. Okay. So, now you can see there are some clips that are not matched with a frame size. Simply select all and set them with the frame size. Now all the clips have been fixed with frame dimensions in one click. If you want to make Premiere Pro do that automatically for you, then go to the Edit window on top and go to Preferences. Then select Media, and you can see a menu Default Media Scaling. Here you can choose between Scale to Frame Size or Set to Frame Size. Now when you select one of these options, the Premiere will automatically make your video fit to the screen size. So basically, what's the difference between these two? Well, if you choose to scale to frame size option, then we will resample the 4K video into a 1080p video. And if you use set to frame size, it will use the scale property to make the picture smaller. I don't recommend using the scale to frame size option if you're still planning on scaling it up because you will lose the quality. Alright, now, let's talk about the Pancake Editing Technique. After just finished filming and now you have all your video clips in the project window and it looks like a mess up. You can make it more organized. Just create a new sequence. Open it up and drag all of your clips into that sequence. Now drag that timeline window in between the program monitor and your other timeline. Now you can browse all your clips right here. And if you found one that you need, then just drag it inside your original timeline. It's a great way to improve your workflow. Another thing to speed up the workflow is to add the transitions to all of the media files at once. Most of the time when we add the transitions, probably use them one by one on the clips, which is a very time-taking process, but to save time you can apply the same transitions on all the video clips at once. So for that, select all the clips you'd like to add the transition. Then press the keyboard shortcut key Ctrl-D to add the transition to all your clips at once. If you want to add a transition to both audio and video at once, then press the Shift-D keyboard shortcut key to add the transition on video. And if you want to apply the transition only on audio and not the video, then use the shortcut key Ctrl-Shift-D to do that. Okay, now if you want to change the default video transition and its duration, then just go over to the Effects panel. If you do not find the Effect panel anywhere in the project, then you can get it from here. Okay, now find the transition that you'd like to apply. I like to add cross dissolve. Right-click on your transition and click on Set Selected as Default Transition. The blue highlight shows that it's selected by default. If you want to change the audio default transition, then go over to the Effects panel to find the audio transition you like. Then right-click on it and set it as a default transition. And for changing the audio and video transition duration, right-click on the effects and click on Set Default Transition Duration. After that, go to the timeline. Here you can see the audio and video transition default duration. Change it accordingly. Another trick is to change the font style at once. Normally, if you change the font style one by one from the Essential Graphics panel, that takes lots of time. So if you want to change all at once, then go to the Graphics menu on top. Click on Replace Fonts in the project. Here you can see a list of all the fonts used in this project. Select it and choose another one from the list. Now click OK. Here you can see the fonts have been changed very easily. You can apply this method to save a ton of time. Alright, now, let's discuss some shortcut keys that can speed up the workflow. There are some important keyboard shortcut keys that make it even better. So fast forwarding and rewinding are time savers, because when you want to go faster and backward in time, and if you are editing and you have all your clips in there, you can easily play your footage and speed it up by using the L and J shortcut keys. Press the L key to start fast forwarding, and if I like to pause it with the K key, and I can press the Q key and W to make in and out points. W will razor all the clips under the playhead and the rip will delete them, while Q will razor and delete the clips before the playhead position. We will discuss in detail about the tools in the toolbar in our upcoming videos. So those are 4 important shortcut keys that can speed up your editing workflow. We will discuss some other shortcut keys in upcoming videos which will help us to speed up the workflow. Alright, so we've talked about the important steps that can speed up the workflow. In the next topic, we will discuss the video properties like scale, position, opacity, and more, and get to know the effect control panel in detail. See you in the next tutorial. Stay tuned.